About a month before our wedding, Chloe decided to have an affair. Her friend, Maya, asked her, "Are you really going to go through with it, with that secretary? What about Liam?" Chloe just casually replied, "I can't just settle down without trying another guy. Ben's a good guy, and he only wants me for this last month. If I miss out on him, I might regret it forever." As for Liam, isn't it more fair to cheat before the wedding than after? A month later, she came back, looking happy. She said, "I realized I love you more than I imagined. I'm not leaving you again." It was complicated for me. The idea of fairness is great, but her friends weren't letting me go back to her. 45 days before the wedding, Chloe didn't notice me sitting on the couch behind her at a bar. Her friends were impressed. "You've been together since school uniforms and now wedding dresses. From first loves to marriage, it hasn't been easy." Chloe took a sip of her drink and added with disdain, "That's exactly why it's dull. I haven't tried dating other guys. How do I know Liam's the one?" I felt irritated. Even though we had argued about wedding details earlier, she shouldn't speak like this just to vent. Maya agreed. "Watch your words. You might have to eat them later." Chloe laughed. "You all say Liam's great and I'll regret it. But no matter how great something is, you'd get bored after 10 years. It's nauseating to keep it, but a waste to throw it away." She was a bit drunk, speaking to herself. "Now I'm stuck with it for life. Wanting a change of pace is just human." My heart skipped a beat, feeling something ominous. Maya stayed silent for a while. Finally, she asked, "You're not seriously giving in to that secretary, are you? It's not fair to Liam." Suddenly, I felt frozen, powerless. 2 years ago, I stayed back in town while Chloe went to our new office in Thailand, where she hired Ben 6 months ago. My last memory of Chloe was her complaining about a new hire who always bugged her. He wouldn't know. I don't check his phone or shadow him. Even if I chat with Ben in front of him, he never suspects. Besides, what do you know? Doesn't mean I've been with Ben. Maya probed. "Liam loves you and trusts you." "Love?" Chloe stirred her drink with a raised brow. "Even when I feel annoyed, he says he loves and trusts me. Everyone sees how much he loves and wants to build a life with me. Yeah, that's why I'm marrying him. Isn't giving him my entire life enough for you all? Look around. Who stayed true to one person forever? Maybe even Liam can't." "Do you not love Liam?" It was a question that left everyone silent. I held my breath, waiting for an answer. Liam is like family after all this time. As for love, why ask like some naive kid? Her point was clear. Love was between her and me only. I blinked back tears, feeling a deep heartache. 10 years together, we built a successful life from nothing. For a decade, all I've done is love her. Earlier, I hadn't realized how naturally I shared my life with her, suspecting nothing. I thought love rooted our trust in each other. Maya hesitated. "If Ben knows you're engaged, yet still goes after you, he's likely after wealth. He's no good, and you know it." "Watch what you say. Anyone disrespectful can get lost," Chloe coldly defended him. "For all Ben says, he doesn't want me to cheat. He doesn't want to hurt Liam. Regardless of my engagement, we share meals, talk, bond. How are we different from any couple? What grounds do you have against him?" She ardently defended Ben, overlooking Maya's deepening discomfort. Now that I'm marrying, Ben finally took a step. He says he'll leave, not ruin my marriage. Just this last month. Is that wrong? She felt guilty. "Ben's a good guy. It's my fault for having him watch me marry another. It's unfair to him." Fairness. But is it fair for me? Seems like it. She gives up Ben for me, giving me everything, making me the lucky one. Maybe her growing unease, always busy, even leaving in the middle of dress fittings, made sense. Her one low-key wedding request stood out. Lost and aimless, I got up to leave. I didn't want to hear anymore. She once promised to tell the world she's mine. That promise died long ago. Maya couldn't confront Ben anymore, yet tried to advise. And Liam? You almost died for him once. Really ready to give that up? Chloe paused, frowning and tousling her hair, frustrated. I never said I'm giving him up. But if I miss Ben, I'll regret it. I just want to be with the one I like. Why's it so hard? With a drink, Chloe seemed set on one path. So be it. I'll follow my heart. I'll return to Liam loyally and never stray. What if you don't come back? No chance, she was certain. And even if I did, it's fairer not to cheat after marrying Liam. Standing at the door, the noise around couldn't drown her words from reaching me. Back home, I sat alone for a long time. My designed invitations lay on the table. Colleagues were cheering in the group chat. The wedding hype had raised our company's stock. A friend sent a video. She loved her bridesmaid dress. Before hanging up, my mom emotionally said, Liam, I'm so happy you've found happiness. Your grandma's health is declining, but seeing your wedding is her last wish. Finally, Maya. Liam, be nice to Chloe tonight. Lately, no silent treatments, okay? Why does she want to give me the silent treatment? I'm so drained I just collapse on the couch. The exhaustion is so overwhelming. I'm numb to the point where no tears even come. At 2 a.m., Chloe walks in. The room's dark. She hesitates for a minute and then heads to the study. Like a lot of married women I've come to know, she loves her alone time after work. No husband involved. She smells heavily of alcohol but acts so cold for no reason. If I were to ask her why now, she'd probably snap back at me, just like she's been doing a lot this month. We'll argue, then go silent on each other. And finally, she'll just vanish as if it's no big deal. I have no idea how long it's been, but Chloe finally comes out of the room. Yet she keeps ignoring me, almost like she's baiting me into asking and arguing. The third time she walks by, she stops in front of me. She furrows her brows, speaking softly. Why aren't you sleeping? Unexpected tears fall, her familiar and caring tone hurting me with its fakeness. I look at her. And you? What were you thinking about tonight? She sighs. What else could I think about? Regretting our fight today, realizing I should have gone with my husband's ideas for the wedding details. Chloe taps my nose, soothing me just like usual, completely unfazed. I dodge her kiss, but she doesn't mind. She just gently holds my hand and leads me back to the room. I watch her familiar silhouette and feel the warmth of her hand. I can't understand how someone so great turned into this. We made it through the toughest times without giving up. The memories are heavy, and reflecting on it is excruciating. Back in college, I was accused of plagiarism, faced criticism, and cyberbullying, doubting myself until I was depressed. Chloe, who was just a high school friend back then, supported me unconditionally, even after getting physically confronted by overzealous netizens. When I started my business, she stayed beside a client for 30 hours without complaint, yet immediately dropped everything when I was given a hard time. Time and tide shaved off the edges of her youth, and I became more timid and smoothened. I worried about the company's instability, greedily envisioned a stable life many times. I hesitated to abandon the meticulously planned wedding, not wanting to leave Grandma with regrets. So many reasons, but deep down I know the main reason is I can't let go of her. I also can't forget the trust I had in her over these 10 years, or my confident and brilliant self. Am I waiting for something? For her to come back to me? Or for my heart to break completely? In the quiet night, I gently broke free from Chloe's arms around me. Chloe, are we still getting married? She sounded tired. What are you saying? Of course we will. We promised to be together forever. But marrying me while having someone else in your heart isn't fair. The air felt still. I thought she was considering what I said. Suddenly she grabs me, pressing me into her embrace, kissing me fiercely. Her kiss is fiery, from angry to soothing, finally letting go as I'm losing strength, almost suffocating. Chloe hides her face in my hair, her warm breath tickling my neck. Why do you think that? Who told you? Chloe's no fool. She knows I've caught on to something, but in her mind, she hasn't actually cheated. She's been careful with Ben. Sure, I heard some gossip. After all, with success, rumors always follow. Though before, they were all false. Is it that guy from the company? He's just an employee. Seeing me stay silent, she's completely honest. What do you want? How about I cut to the chase, then? I close my eyes. It's the first time in 10 years we're facing betrayal. Holding back a wave of sadness. I'm so tired, I don't want to deal with him. Okay, get a different assistant. Sure. Her indifferent attitude makes it seem like she'd agree to anything. I don't know what else to ask. I feel helpless and futile. Do you love me? Once certain, now unsure. But I need to hear it. If she says no, then maybe... Of course, very much, Chloe seriously promises me. Liam, you're the man I love most in this world. I turn to look into her deep eyes. It's like seeing the girl I knew when we were 20, pure and determined. She's not lying. Relief floods my heart. For the first time, I embrace her back with all I've got. Chloe, let's stop fighting. Stay with me before the wedding. Let's give her a chance. Give our 10 years a chance. As long as she doesn't leave before the wedding. As long as she's with me. Then settling for 90% will do. Warm breath at my ear. All right, I promise I won't leave. 44 days left. Ben quits. Chloe hires a new secretary, a woman. Maya congratulates me for holding on. 39 days. Chloe and I are good again. The tension's gone. Wedding fights are over. 35 days. I retested my tux. Honeymoon is set for Ireland. 32 days. I delete a new message from an unknown number with a mocking ellipsis, the same number that 13 days ago revealed an unknown side of things. 31 days. Chloe attends Marcus's event, buying a men's brooch. The assistant I arranged was sent back by her. Marcus, a famous jewelry designer, made this devotion brooch. A perfect wedding brooch. Beautiful. It was the one I wanted on my chest for our wedding before Chloe even proposed. Getting home, the exquisite box I recognize is there. I hug Chloe in joy. Thank you. Everything's great, she said. She prepped dinner for our last Valentine's as singles. I'd forgotten Valentine's Day amidst the busyness. Why the last one? Kind of a gloomy way to say it. Because next time, Liam, you'll be my husband. I tease her talk, opening the box with excitement, but freeze. Chloe hugs me from behind. What's up? I touch the slightly stiff fingers. I sent you a photo and name. It's not this. Did I? It must have sold out. I swapped it for something similar. Seeing her indifferent reaction, I blurt out, How could it? It's a wedding set, not in demand. Plus, I offered a high budget. My assistant should have informed. Chloe let go of my hand, saying, It's the same designer. The styles are similar enough, right? I was stumped, not sure if she was talking about the brooch or me. The next second, she smiled and coaxed, I'm sorry, Liam, but someone else already bought that one. I can't just snatch it from them, can I? Oh, by the way, do you like watches? Patek Philippe just released a new model. You can pick whichever you like. I looked at her, a bit surprised. Since when did you know so much about watches? Her expression didn't change, nodding with a smile. I'm going to be married soon, so I naturally have to learn what makes my husband happy. Is that so? Even though I didn't get what I wanted, I still sent Marcus a message of thanks. In the middle of dinner, Chloe said to wait. She had a surprise for me. As the grand fireworks lit up the sky outside, I started to feel better. My phone pinged, and Marcus replied to me. Thank you and Chloe for the support. I hope Liam likes both brooches. A chill ran through me as I immediately thought of the possibility. Chloe must know how much I care about the cherished one. Meanwhile, a recommendation popped up on my phone. You bring me fireworks in the whole city. I ignore the world, go crazy with you just once. That afternoon, his social media updated. Can't decide between two choices. Why can't I have both? The photo was of the cherished one and the one I received tonight. The fireworks outside hadn't burnt out yet, with the top comment coming from an account less than 6 months old, using a couple's avatar. I recalled when I jokingly asked Chloe if she wanted to do it with me. She said, "We're too old for that, don't be childish." The new Patek Philippe is being sent to your house as compensation. Ben replied with a blushing emoji. I looked out the window, but the view was partly blocked by trees and buildings. Did you spend Valentine's Day together? Not yet, she's really busy. Only had time for a quick video call. A screenshot blocked the woman's face, but it was clearly Chloe, who just had dinner with me. But she promised once she's done dealing with some people, she'd come see me. Fans were quick to understand. Oh, is it that difficult to deal rich kid always hanging around? So gross, knowing someone has a girlfriend but using their family name to interfere. Hopefully the third wheel goes broke soon. Countless vile comments, some even wishing me dead. The fantasies shattered, anger burned away rational thought, leaving only my defeated self. She's not going to see you. I had sent this message before realizing it. Unsuspecting netizens mocked my meltdown. Ben, an insider, quickly figured out who I was. He sent me a message. I felt sorry for you, thought I'd let Chloe spend a little time with you. But now I don't want to anymore. When the fireworks ended, Chloe came back. She was in a good mood. So, did you like the gift? Why in the city center? The view's not great. Her smile faded, showing she thought I was being ungrateful. Why didn't you come earlier? Were you on a call with someone? Chloe cut a piece of steak, unexpectedly sharp. Am I supposed to be under your thumb all the time, reporting everything to you? I was just hoping for some honesty. I was just hoping for some trust. The confrontation wiped out whatever romantic atmosphere was left. Her phone rang, and Chloe didn't shy away from answering. While I couldn't make out the words, there were hints of a boy crying. Chloe's brow furrowed. After ending the call, she grabbed her coat. There's an issue at the office. I need to go. I chuckled. I thought it was Ben crying and you had to comfort him. Her steps hesitated. I'm not deaf, Chloe. Chloe turned back, seeming annoyed. Ben slipped at home. I just wanted to take him to the hospital. I didn't tell you because I worried you'd misunderstand. And see, you did. You could call 911, inform his parents, let the building management know. The most you should do is send an assistant. When did you start being this caring? Especially on Valentine's night, in the last month before we get married. As we reached this point, things got stuck. Chloe moved towards the door, her voice colder than the night. Look at you, so scary like this. Paranoid, distrustful, no composure. I watched her unyielding back. If you go, our wedding is off. Ben's worked for me for 6 months. I need to manage him. The clock struck midnight. The countdown hit day 30. Chloe, I'm giving up on you. Reaching the position I am today, no one's dared to speak to me that way for a long time. It's been even longer since I felt the sting of being humiliated like this. Maybe today, or even earlier, when I knew about her and Ben and still gave her a chance, I foolishly chose self-humiliation. Thoughts were interrupted by a call from an unknown number. They weren't calling to chat. "Chloe, I didn't fall. You don't need to come." It was Ben. Why lie? Through two phones, another voice came filtered. Chloe's. "Go back to him now. Don't come here anymore. Not today, not ever. I'm resigning tomorrow anyway. I won't appear in front of you again. Saves everyone at the company from calling me a homewrecker." "Who dares to call you that? Make a list. Human resources will fire them tomorrow." Chloe's cavalier approach to employees kept hitting my nerves. She's just trying to please someone, disregarding her employees' livelihoods or the company's growth. Ben, on the other hand, seemed pleased in a sassy tone. "Aren't you afraid he'll be mad if you don't go back?" They both seemed quite pleased with themselves. "What's up with you today? You promised to spend a month with me. That brat must be overjoyed. Did you spend a little too much time with your husband lately? Threw me out of sight, even going as far as to fire me?" Chloe coaxed him. "Such a temper. Didn't you want to be the boss yourself? Is a $3 million investment not enough as compensation? Besides, when did I abandon you? Haven't we been video calling every day? I was just planning to spend tonight with him one last time. Even if you didn't call, I would have been there with you tomorrow. I just didn't expect Liam to be so cold-hearted and disappointing after all I've done for him." "You can't go back before the wedding. You're all mine now. No going back, you're just mine." Ben bashfully said, "I've got a gift for you tonight. Oh, and remember to pick up some Durex on your way up." The cold wind pierced my heart, and when the blade fell, I heard Chloe mutter a low, After I hung up her call, Ben couldn't hide his smugness. "I wanted to persuade her to spend tonight with you too, but you had to provoke me. Now you can see the gap between us. But don't worry. Once I'm done, I'll give your wife back to you." He bragged gleefully. "People in the industry talked about you guys like legends, thought you were something special, and I still managed to win her over in half a year. Chloe's a decent lover. I'll give her that. She started off all feisty, but as soon as I cried, she turned into a sweetheart. She's got others doing her work. I spill coffee on her and she comforts me. I won't even commit to her and she feels guilty, sending me gifts that pile up at home." Ben just kept on taunting me while talking about how good Chloe was to him. Acting superior, he advised me, "Liam, as a fellow man, I'm telling you this out of pity. We men can't marry a wife who betrays us." "Are you afraid I might forgive Chloe?" I calmly interrupted him. Ben paused, then sneered again. "Liam, I thought men your age would just wag their tails for one woman. We never trade a forest for any lapdog." "Is that so? What if I send your whole speech to Chloe? What do you think?" "You wouldn't dare." Ben's composure cracked instantly. Panicked, he kept asking, "How could you record it? How could you be so shameless?" "You've investigated me, right? You know I value this relationship. Figured I'd keep it quiet even if I found out about you, just to avoid conflict with Chloe. You think you have me under your thumb." "I didn't. You wouldn't really send the recording to her, would you? But then you fear I might just quietly marry Chloe, so you couldn't resist playing the fool in front of me." Ben was completely enraged, screaming, "I'm not! Tell me if you really recorded it!" Listening to his quickened breaths, I called him. "Ben, say you're a shameless lowlife, a clueless imbecile." "Don't you dare," he repeated. Ben felt an indescribable threat in these calm words, as if he'd regret not obeying. After a few seconds of silence, he gritted his teeth. "I am a shameless lowlife, a clueless imbecile. I didn't say you could stop." So the self-insult continued bitterly on the phone. "You act like it's no big deal. But you're terrified of looking bad in front of Chloe, aren't you? You're uneasy because you thought Chloe would break up with me, but she's only playing one last game with you this month, isn't she? Maybe you, Ben, think it's great getting women's attention and winning their affection, but I'm different. I'm a businessman. Love makes me happy, betrayal makes me sad, it's all human nature. But emotions aren't worth much, and I don't do bad deals. Unfortunately, you crossed me. The bad news is, I can afford to pay for emotions. Worse for you, Liam can't. So even if you've been scheming for half a year, a few words still terrify you. Looking at the cold leftovers on the table, I couldn't help but chuckle. Anyway, there's good news. Congrats on achieving your goal. With that, I quietly waited to see what Ben would say in return. Finally, he spoke. Can you not send the recording to Chloe? Take a guess. After a night of rain, I returned to the office just like any other day. Turning on my phone, I saw a message from Chloe. He was in pretty bad shape. That's why I didn't come back last night. Don't throw a tantrum because my conscience is clear. I just hope to have a kind husband. I decided to travel for work. If you can't make up your mind, let's not contact each other for a while. Her initially horrible tone suddenly softened at 5 a.m. I know you're speaking out of anger. I promise I'll come back before the wedding and never leave you afterward. Liam, I love you. The sudden affection felt dirty and nauseating. Looking at the hand-holding picture Ben sent at the same time, I didn't respond. He must have felt bold since I hadn't sent the recording to Chloe, but not too bold, as he retracted it. My assistant stood by, reporting. The private investigator found them on a flight to Ireland, assessing the situation with the PR, legal, and marketing departments. The risk-avoiding cancellation plan for the wedding should be ready in a week. Also, the merger team with Thailand has started. Ben messed up several projects during his tenure, and Chloe fired many employees for no reason over the past 6 months. After the acquisition, hold them accountable. Interestingly, 2 of the people fired yesterday were key figures in this merger, reducing the timeline from 1.5 months to just 1 month. Coincidence and hilarity, that 1 month is the same last month. If Chloe doesn't leave, there's still a chance things could go either way. Maybe if she hadn't risked everything for Ben, she wouldn't lose so badly upon her return. But she destroyed everything with her own hands. People must pay for their actions. Originally, I didn't plan to ruthlessly drive Chloe out. The 2 companies are like children of divorced parents, each with shared custody. But the moment I heard her fire employees on Ben's whim, I knew Chloe no longer deserved a leadership role. Liam, the new company is under some external pressure. Partners are demanding to terminate contracts. We're stuck. I paused the pen in my hand and looked at the information on Zara, then nodded. I'll handle this personally. Zara, a tough nut to crack. At our level, everyone wears a mask, acting all virtuous and welcoming. But she's defiant. She doesn't hide her disdain. Like a cheetah crashing through the rules of the adult world. And she has the skills and connections to back it up. I can't outpace her. Maybe she really is genuine, but I only deal with people who play by the rules. Chloe was totally up for meeting her and quickly set up a partnership with her. After Zara turned down 3 formal invitations from the company, I gritted my teeth and dialed an unknown number. At first, I thought the number belonged to Maya, but gradually something felt off, so I had it checked out. A woman's low, lazy voice filtered through my phone. I switched to my professional tone. Zara, sorry to bother you. I'm the head of Tayson Tech. Do you have time to talk about withdrawing from our partnership? There was a pause on the other end, then a laid-back reply. Who are you again? Zara, it's Liam. She seemed to suddenly remember. Liam, right? Yes, that's me. The head of Tayson? Yep, that's me. Her tone lightened up a bit, maybe even a chuckle or two. I had a feeling there was a chance here. But bam. She hung up. After several days of her stringing me along but refusing to have a proper conversation, I went directly to her place to corner her. She was chilling in the driver's seat of a red Ferrari, smirking with that charming rogue-like look. "You want to talk? Get in the car, then." Just as I was about to refuse, she was about to drive off. Once I had my seatbelt on, it dawned on me. What am I even doing? "Zara, where are you taking me?" She put on her shades and smiled mysteriously. "No idea right now, but I can tell you that I was just going downstairs to take out the trash." A second later, the powerful thrust of the acceleration scattered my thoughts. Early summer, the car was speeding down an empty road, and the scenery was pretty nice. I kept steering the conversation towards business, but Zara was just goofing around. My patience was about to snap. I finally lost the motivation to continue. Zara glanced at me, annoyed. "How dare you be upset?" I was shocked. "You reached into my pocket for money and I can't be mad?" I forced a smile. "Zara, it's a joke, but I don't know why Tayson offended you. Why hurt both of us?" "For Tayson?" There was something cryptic in her words. "You're such a sucker, still considering them even now." I gazed out the window. "If I don't think about the company, who's gonna happily be a fool in front of you? People say men are made from clay, but it seems there's a lot in your head." Yep. All to water a wild rose like you. Can't survive without her, huh?" "Don't know, but if it's gone, it'll be tough on you." "I just don't get it. I thought you were smart. You even dare to mess with me." I turned back to look at her. Not collaborating with Zara doesn't mean not competing. There was this project 4 years ago that everyone, including higher-ups, assumed was Zara's. Even Chloe advised me against it. It wasn't about favoritism. Her skills, means, and finances were undeniable. Nobody had a better plan to compete. But I quietly got to work, surprising her with a curveball. Maybe she resented me for it back then. Zara noticed my silence and got impatient. "Are you still thinking about her?" Dodging the topic and being aggressive. I finally snapped. Yeah, I'm thinking about her. She's all I think about. What are you gonna do about it?" But right, after shouting, I recalled my life motto. Never argue with someone who's driving. I turned away, and sure enough, Zara's gaze was icy. Not someone to mess with. Her eyes were locked on the road. Her raspy voice sounded like she was talking to herself. "Won't listen, huh? I don't mind clearing your head." I regretted it immediately. "Zara!" A loud yell, heart racing. I grabbed the wheel, trying to steer away from the swerve she'd taken. The car still smashed through a roadside fence, barreling toward a field. Maybe it was just a second, but the car flew over a small slope. Splash. Mud erupted everywhere, covering the sports car and my face. Beside me, Zara was cracking up. No cares for her appearance. "So, Liam, now is your mind blank?" Honestly, it's not even half as bad as a pirate ship ride. But in that moment, all I thought about was crashing and burning. Hands shaking, I angrily threw my soaked papers at Zara. "Chill out, won't you? Are you nuts?" Zara was smeared with mud, losing her usual laid-back demeanor, now looking a bit guilty. She mumbled, "You mentioned only thinking about that woman. I can't stand it. Do you even know what Chloe's been up to?" "What does Chloe have to do with this?" "You never even cared to meet me. And now that I've touched her company, you're all worked up, arguing with me just now, too. Don't deny it. Even if Chloe cheated, I can't watch Tayson lose money. I've got shares there. Plus, right when I was about to take action, you stirred things up. Who else would I confront?" Frustrated beyond words, I grabbed my stuff and got out of the car. Zara stood there stunned for a few seconds. "Hey, wait up!" I trudged through the mud, ignoring Zara following behind. I figured since she's set on hitting Tayson, there's no reason to hang back. Just as I left the field, an old man stopped me. He came at me with vague words, but compensation was loud and clear. What a rough day. I didn't feel like dealing with him, just wanted to get out of there. Pressing my phone's power button twice didn't work. I glared at Zara resentfully. She shrugged. "Your phone's not waterproof? You know, I was taking out the trash. Who brings a phone?" Frustration clouded my mind. I fingered a brooch, remembering I'd forgotten to remove it in all the chaos. "Sir, how about this brooch?" But he mumbled on, and Zara translated for me. He said he doesn't recognize that, but wants cash. I handed him my wallet, but he shook his head. I looked questioningly at Zara. He said it's a research field, worth millions. I stood there stunned. Compensation wouldn't fall on me, right? We ended up arguing loudly and passionately until the farmer fell silent. After 10 minutes, when he refused to speak anymore, I felt great getting all my pent-up frustration out. But then Zara's expression changed. She grabbed me and started running. "What are you doing? Let go!" I struggled. "Did you see that old man gathering people? Bad people come from bad places around here. They could eat you up and not spit out the bones." I turned my head, and sure enough, a lot of villagers were surrounding us. I was nervous, but acted tough. "I'll just call the cops if I have to." "And call with what? You got some psychic connection with them? My phone's broken." We turned a corner, and Zara paused for a moment. She shouted back, "Folks, don't chase us anymore. You can have the Ferrari in the field." The sunset painted the sky red. I pulled away from Zara's grasp and plopped down on the roadside. I'm not going anywhere. Even if the king of the universe shows up, I'm staying right here. A gentle summer breeze brought some relief as I exhaled deeply. Zara stopped too, bending over, hands on her knees. I looked up and met her curious gaze. Sweat dampened strands of hair skimmed over her bright eyes. I couldn't deny it. Zara had a really beautiful face. Her long eyelashes, pink lips, and defined features made her look more like a college girl than the formidable businesswoman everyone feared. Just 2 steps away, Zara swallowed hard. I frowned and awkwardly turned my head. Suddenly, it felt like Zara was easier to talk to. "Where are we even going?" "I have a place up ahead. We'll stay there for the night." "And how come you just happen to have a place here?" "Bought it on a whim years ago when I passed by." "Problem?" I stifled a grin. Guess having money doesn't mean you understand the world of the rich. Who buys property where there's no commercial value? "I want to be home before dark." As the moon rose, a cozy little courtyard appeared. The wooden door creaked open, and I saw cucumbers growing on trellises and peach blossoms about to bloom. Gone was the ruckus. Who wouldn't want a retreat like this? That night, a fine rain began to fall, and the bathroom light suddenly went out. "Man, should have let you go first," I thought, complaining inwardly. Panicking, I slipped and fell. Zara knocked on the door and explained quickly. "Are you okay? The wiring's old. A bit of rain and there goes the power." I stayed silent, listening. "Did you fall?" "Say something. If you don't speak up, I'm coming in." With a bang, she forced the door open. Eyes closed, she clumsily wrapped a towel around me. Overwhelmed, I couldn't respond to her questioning eyes. She didn't press. "Get some rest. I'll be just outside." Zara left the room, and I pulled the covers over my head. In my dreams, I was 20 again, haunted by that plagiarism scandal. Strangers' faces twisted with anger, smothering me with endless accusations. They dug up all my online identities, calling me a thief, worthless. They passed around pictures of my family, saying we're all doomed. My roommates dumped rotten fruit on my bed, and professors suggested I drop out, some subtly, some not. With no end to the baseless blame, I retreated to a dirt-cheap apartment. Through those dark days, the rain never stopped. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. In manic phases, I couldn't sleep. During depression, even basic self-care seemed impossible. Then Chloe came, her support and belief in me unquestioning. She was like a beam of light piercing through to my dingy apartment. She comforted my hurt and sickness, shielding me from crazy offline followers. Soon, an official statement cleared my name of any wrongdoing. No apologies followed, just new defenders speaking up for me as the others faded away. Roommates still hated me, maybe more as I'd exposed their cruelty. Before I became Liam, they never spoke to me. Not that I cared anymore. I got better, and everyone thought it was all behind me. But only I knew I could never be alone in the dark when it rained. In the morning, I saw signs someone had slept on the couch. "You're up. Come have breakfast." I apologized to Zara for last night. Neither surprised nor offering comfort, she asked calmly, "Have you heard the saying?" "What saying?" I paused, surprised. Kind people feel guilty even when hurt. Am I kind? No one's called me kind in ages. Recently, folks I thought were close saw me as cold-hearted. Avoiding her direct gaze, I realized someone sees the vulnerable inside I've hidden for so long. She switched the tone, teasing, "Didn't expect it. They say Liam is a sly fox, grinning but quick to retaliate. Seems the rumors weren't true." She started again. I set down my utensils gracefully. "Thank you, Zara, for everything. But if our deal's off, I shouldn't overstay." Zara stood abruptly. "I lost my car. Can't take you back today." "No worries. The highway's just 10 miles away. Plenty of passing cars." "But didn't your wallet go missing and your phone's busted? How will you pay anyone?" Expressionless, I walked past her toward the door. "I believe there are plenty of good people in this world." "Wait, listen," Zara called out, a hint of urgency. "I won't pull out from our deal with TX. We'll continue with other plans too." I froze, turning back. Zara withdrew her hand, looking pleased with herself. Confused, I asked, "But weren't you?" Coolly, she nodded. "Correct, but my car's in the hands of those thieves, and it's a limited edition. This morning, the old man said he'd return it if I replanted some rice. If you stay and help, I'll call a truce with TX. Deal?" You'd never guess. A billionaire CEO, a city elite dealing in millions, wrestling with a rice shoot. "Sun after rain. Get some rest up here, young man." The aunt in the rice field didn't worry about her precious experimental fields. She just kept telling me to rest. Even though there was no progress at work, I got to hear all about Auntie's loves and hates. "Auntie, I'm not tired yet." "Fine then." Her eyes darted, and she said, "These few are planted badly. Auntie will pull them out." Quick as lightning, she did it before I could stop her. I was speechless, wondering if she was sent by Zara to mess with me. I turned my head, and Zara raised her eyebrows with a mocking smile. "Liam's great kindness is something I will never forget." Shameless. Seriously, though. I closed my eyes, internally rolling them. I stopped paying attention. A gentle soap scent filled my nose, triggering faster reactions than my memory. How come it didn't smell this good when I used it last night? "What?" I suddenly opened my eyes, and Zara's face was magnified right in front of mine. Her cold fingertips touched my face and felt hot. "What are you doing?" I asked. She looked so innocent. "Just wiping your sweat." Too close. Close enough to see her long eyelashes, the little mole on her nose, her red lips, and below that, the rolling Adam's apple and rapidly blushing earlobes. No, no, no. It was like she realized, and Zara quickly shuffled back, coughing and waving her hands. I'm not, don't overthink it." In the end, she got so flustered and angry that she walked off. But she turned back, a bit annoyed, and tossed a towel at me. "Do it yourself." She looked like a little wife who's just been wronged. I stood there dumbfounded and couldn't hold back my laughter. Who knew that tough Zara was so easy to tease? "Liam, Zara's side has stopped the pressure, and the acquisition by TX is halfway through. Oh, and Ben and Chloe are getting married in Ireland," and Chloe agreed. 2 days ago, Zara returned my phone after getting it fixed. I hung up on my assistant and saw a picture of Ben and Chloe in wedding clothes on my phone, smiling at each other. I heard them gently say, "I do," to one another. For a moment, I was lost in thought. Having a wedding in Ireland, just like true love, something I once deeply craved. More romantic than a blessing is the curse of an unbreakable union, a vow of eternal love. Once I mentioned it, Chloe was surprised by my strange idea. But she earnestly agreed and valued the symbolism even more than I did. This eternal love was finally given to someone else. A false wedding, a vow turned lie, deceiving each other. They won't last. I snapped back, and Zara peered over my shoulder to comment. I chuckled. "Not necessarily. Chloe took a big risk before the wedding. Maybe they're really in love?" "Yeah, right. It's because they're both stupid. What are you looking at me for? Did I say something wrong? I said watching unhappy women cheat isn't as good as focusing on the present." Zara's voice dropped. "The present? What with the present?" Her eyes wandered. "The peach blossoms. They've bloomed this year." Her words prompted me to look up. Moonlight washed over a tree full of flowers. Not sure why, but maybe because of Zara's unease, my heartbeat got chaotic too. Trying to cover it up, I clutched my tea and gulped it down. "Ouch, it's hot." "Why the rush?" Zara frowned in the dim light, looking at my burned mouth. "I wasn't drinking boiling water just to show off." "Still arguing?" "Open wider." I tilted my head up. She pinched my chin. She held an ice cube with her fingers and gently placed it on my tongue. To avoid it being too cold, she lifted it, up carefully. As it melted, I swallowed painfully. Tears involuntarily welled up at the corners of my eyes. She wiped the water away casually with her thumb. I tugged at her sleeve, asking with my eyes if I was okay. Zara observed darkly for a moment. "Almost." Her fingertips pressed against my gums, soft flesh. She asked, "What about here? Does it hurt?" Head shaking in tears, breathing more difficult. "Time for medicine. Gotta get closer to see." I nodded, oblivious to her hoarse voice. Her fingertips again, cool medicine on my tongue, her hot breath on my face. As Zara's hand pulled away, I nearly bolted. Later, she knocked on the door. "The car's back. We'll see the doctor in the morning." I hid under the covers, choosing to ignore her in frustration. True to her word, Chloe didn't contact me again until the evening after Zara and I returned to the city. She called numerous times, which I missed, but sent a video in the day of her and Ben kissing wildly amidst bright lights. Also sent hotel pics, chaotic and indecent. Every "baby I love you" sickened me physically. but I didn't have the time to care. I was about to visit my grandma. Her condition turned critically bad. I didn't expect to run into Ben and Chloe at the airport. Holding hands intimately. Why were they back? I tried to avoid them, but Chloe suddenly looked back, locking eyes with me. In a flash, her expression changed rapidly, casting Ben away like she was shocked. Ben also spotted me, hatred flooding his eyes. Chloe rushed over, anxiously explaining, "Ben and I just bumped into each other. Just helped him with something." I smiled, nodding as if I totally believed her story. Not at all like the Liam who cared about Ben. Chloe was mildly taken aback by this, confused. She marked it as feeling annoyed with me, losing her good mood. "Stop overthinking. Liam, have some water." Two female voices spoke at once. Zara's sudden concern surprised everyone around. I was taken aback too, but quickly adapted. The hospital called while I was discussing a collaboration with Zara, and she insisted on coming with me. Chloe's expression turned pretty ugly. She forced a smile and wrapped her arm around my waist. "Since when did Zara get so chummy with my fiancé? Where are you two headed?" I kept my cool while Ben looked furious. Zara acted nonchalant. "Oh, me and Liam? We just happened to bump into each other, no big deal." Chloe's expression was questionable, seemingly not buying it. Zara's sarcasm oozed, aiming to humiliate Chloe. When Chloe's face couldn't take it anymore, I gently pushed away her hand and created some space. "Zara and I really just happened to cross paths, strictly work-related." "What about you?" I asked. "Didn't you say you'd be back only for the wedding? Is your work over there done?" Chloe's face softened as she noticed my friendly tone and explanation about Zara. "Not yet," she said softly, looking a bit hurt. "Everything will be wrapped up before the wedding." She added, in a faint voice, "You haven't sent me a message in 2 weeks. I've missed you." I just smiled and listened to her little charade, pretending not to notice the hickey on her neck. "So gross, honey. Did you hear me?" Chloe's voice pulled me back. "Huh? What?" I snapped back to reality. "I said I'm back because I heard someone is targeting T.A. Co., Chloe whispered, her tone serious. I felt a pang of shock, but I played dumb. "What? Who told you that? Could be false info, right?" "No way. I have a few reliable people under me. They said it's important to discuss it face to face. Do you have any idea who it might be?" I scrutinized Chloe closely, wondering if she was testing me. "Something this big. Even I'm in the dark," I replied. She seemed disappointed. "You really should keep an eye out for me, but I suspect it's Zara. Don't hang around her too much, I don't like her," Chloe warned. The boarding announcement interrupted us. I dropped my friendly demeanor. "Don't overthink it, Chloe. Zara and I are just co-workers. Didn't you always nag me to socialize with her before, saying I was clueless?" I avoided Chloe's reaching hand. "Enough already. I gotta head out with her." I walked toward Zara, who arrogantly looked Chloe over before sauntering behind me. I knew that once Chloe returned to the office and met those people, a big storm awaited me. But such decisions were never an option in front of Grandma. What I didn't expect was for Chloe and Ben to buy tickets and follow us. "Zara, let's switch seats, okay? I want to sit next to my fiancé," Chloe said, putting extra emphasis on fiancé. "Sorry, I stick to airport rules, no switching," Zara replied, without budging. I shot Zara a glance. Who was she kidding with her following the rules act? Chloe refused to leave, anger flashing in her eyes, while Ben tugged at her sleeves. As we passed, Ben, visibly upset, bumped into me. As the plane prepared for takeoff, I suddenly felt uneasy. My watch was missing. After Ben's ridiculous outburst, he glared at me as if I took it. "Liam," he said with a sinister smile, "my watch is worth millions. Did you happen to see it?" I chuckled coldly. What? You think I stole your watch? Ben put on his victim act. I didn't say that. It was on me before we boarded. Now it's gone. He's always hated me and had plenty of reasons to get back at me, but that watch is important. Please, Liam, give it back. The passengers began to stir, not wanting to be delayed or thought of as a suspect. Misguided by Ben's words, they seemed to think I did it. One lady couldn't hold back. You all dressed up just to pull something like this? She yelled. Everyone hold on to your bags. There's a thief on this flight. Ignoring her stupidity, I focused on Ben, my face stern. You know I could sue you for slander, right? Liam, there's no need to scare me. No one else knows I have such an expensive watch, but you do. His gaze was a touch malicious. You realize how meaningful it is. To me. Yeah, I knew. He messaged me personally, rubbing it in my face. It's from someone very special, and I may only have memories left, so it means a lot, he pleaded. Zara snorted under her breath. From a doomed man, then? How unlucky. I coughed to clear the awkwardness while Chloe's face turned right, looking genuinely upset. Liam, give the watch back to Ben, Chloe finally said. After listening to Ben's sentimental spiel, she couldn't stay calm. This is crazy. I said I didn't take it. Liam, I'll buy you a watch if you want one. Just give this back to him now, Chloe insisted, fully convinced by Ben's tale. The last thing anyone needed was the whole scene escalating with police involvement. I know you misunderstood my relationship with him and want revenge. I'll explain later, but give it back now. She spoke quietly, like she was doing it for my sake. Ben chimed in, coughing. If Liam just undressed and let me search, this wouldn't be an issue. Search me? You'll find yourself facing another lawsuit. Chloe was teary-eyed. I'm sorry, Liam. She stood behind Chloe, fearful, but also daring. Liam, you've really let me down, Chloe exclaimed. You'll let him search, or I'll do it as your fiancé. She reached for my clothes, but Zara stepped in, grabbing Chloe's hand. Tension filled the air. Liam, I thought you'd realized by now. We found the watch. As soon as Ben yelled it was missing, the flight crew discreetly scoured the area. A young attendant, not interested in the drama, came over grinning. Sir, we found your watch. It was under your seat. The sudden awkwardness left Ben frozen, Chloe speechless. I just smiled, thanking the attendant. 15 minutes ago, I assumed Ben had bumped into me to lift something and accidentally found his watch. It was a rookie move, so I simply threw the watch back at him. I figured it wouldn't delay the departure, and I wanted to see what he was up to. Liam, I'm sorry. Chloe grabbed Ben and snapped, Apologize! Ben wasn't having any of it, insisting he remembered putting it in my bag. I won't. This isn't my watch. He must have had a flight attendant fake it. Chloe, you believe me. I can call the cops to prove my innocence. No police, I interrupted. Calling the cops would definitely delay the flight, and my grandma doesn't have the time to wait. Seeing I didn't want the cops involved, Ben seemed to get more confident. See, Chloe? He's scared. I'm not lying. Chloe, you promised I wouldn't get mistreated. Ben... Chloe quickly cut him off, worried he'd say more. She hesitated, looking at me. Liam, maybe there's a misunderstanding. If you didn't steal it, calling the police could clear your name. I stared at Chloe coldly, feeling nothing but disappointment. Chloe, don't you know this is a flight to Grandma's? She's in danger right now. Chloe looked shocked, suddenly torn. Ben started crying regardless. But Grandma, before, she always ended up, fine. It never took that. Long, Liam. My heart felt like it was being cut open. Chloe forgot how Grandma supported us when we started our business, how good she was to her. She's forgotten it all. Someday she'd do this to me too. She's inherently selfish and ungrateful. I held back my pain. Grandma's waiting for me. If I'm late, I won't have Grandma anymore. The woman who had withdrawn into the corner since finding the watch stood up. Why don't y'all stop arguing? I normally have a good heart. I already reported it. She understood the situation and went quiet, though clearly her good intentions had backfired. Chloe heaved a sigh of relief. This is great, Liam. Now you can get back to Grandma faster. I'll go with you. This was the first time since getting on the plane that I truly panicked. Let's go. A warm, strong hand took mine, and we left. Chloe tried to reach out for me while dealing with a sobbing Ben. Zara, where are you taking my fiancé? Zara looked back with a cold smirk. Your fiancé? You mean the one you've been defending? Isn't he behind you? If we got wrapped up with the cops, we wouldn't get out anytime soon. We should leave first. I knew it, but there were no other flights until tonight. I didn't dare imagine missing Grandma because of all this. I followed Zara in a daze. When we reached the rooftop, I finally realized. What are we doing here? I asked, puzzled. I'm checking if we can catch another flight. Zara stood there, her gaze impossibly gentle. Don't move. Look up. A loud roaring sound came from above, the wind messing up my hair. Just in case, I contacted a helicopter mid-flight and arranged a route. She looked a bit proud. How'd I do? Wasn't I useful? Useful didn't even begin to cover it. Rich, strategic Zara. Right now, she was more like a proud puppy wagging its tail for praise. Let's go. Let's see Grandma. That night, the doctor said Grandma's condition had worsened. If she didn't wake in a day, then... It was the last night I feared. I stayed by her side all night. Luckily, miracles do happen. Though when Grandma woke up, her memory seemed much worse. She even mistook Zara for Chloe, holding our hands. After the wedding, give Grandma a great-grandchild soon, Liam, okay? My face turned red, and Zara had time to tease me, mimicking Grandma. Liam, okay? I playfully hit her teasing face, and she pouted. So, when are we actually having one? 13 days to go. With Grandma stable, I decided to head back and deal with business. I didn't expect to see Chloe at home. The living room was dimly lit. I couldn't make out her expression. I looked down, changing shoes, asking calmly, "What are you doing back? Why didn't you tell me Grandma switched hospitals?" I paused, then continued hanging up my coat. Chloe suddenly knocked everything off the table, furious. I'm asking you, where have you and Zara been these days? Why didn't you answer my calls? I turned, looked at her calmly. I told you. Seeing she was confused, I explained kindly. 5 months ago, I wanted to move Grandma to a private hospital. You were busy with a tough client and told me to decide myself. But in reality, Ben had tangled with a shareholder, and she was busy backing him up. 3 months ago, Grandma really wanted to see you, but you were on a business trip abroad. And the truth was, she was abroad, busy giving Ben a memorable birthday. Chloe probably remembered this. Her anger turned to guilt. And what I remembered was her reckless support for him, her extravagant spending on him, how she'd hurt me without a second thought. And 1.5 months ago, I sent you a compressed file about the wedding details. It included Grandma's address. Obviously, the file expired, and she never opened it. Liam, But it's okay, Chloe. I smiled, stepping around her. I'm really tired today. Let's just rest, okay? She followed me to the bedroom. I stopped her again. I smiled distantly. I know you've been busy lately, and so have I. For better rest, let's sleep in separate rooms until the wedding. Chloe looked a bit bewildered. But I don't want to sleep separately. Her lack of understanding made my expression grow cold. Chloe, as if she couldn't stand it, lowered her head. Liam, I've been waiting at home these past few days, but you've been with Zara, and now you want to sleep separately. What am I supposed to think? Why? You used to hate her. Why did you change? Chloe, stop being so paranoid. Look at you being so aggressive. You were on a business trip, and Zara helped me with company troubles, took me to see Grandma. Are you saying I should be ungrateful? Chloe, oh, Chloe, you should know. It was you who created the opportunity that pushed me toward her. Time froze, and after a long silence, she asked me, Liam, we're going to get married, right? It was the same question, but coming from a different person. I chuckled. What are you daydreaming about? But I never gave her the answer she wanted. All right, didn't we say work needs to be finished before the wedding? Go rest up. Tomorrow's back to the grind. Liam, if you don't want me to go, I won't. I joked. Why wouldn't I want you to go? It's just work, not like I'm sending you to cheat on me. Chloe's face turned pale as she hugged me tightly, panicking. No, Liam, I didn't cheat. I'm working. Her voice was loud, probably trying to comfort herself. I nodded and told her to leave again. Watching her sad, stumbling away, I suddenly called out to her. Meeting her lost eyes, I spoke gently. If you aren't too busy, could you maybe check on our wedding plans? Her eyes lit up, sparkling with what seemed like tears. I've been getting closer to Zara on purpose in front of Chloe. I wanted to delay things, and Chloe hasn't seen those who would spill the beans. Making peace with her was meant to have her waste time on meaningless things, like a month's promise or our wedding. Chloe went back to Ben, but it seemed like she was accomplishing a mission. In reality, her time was spent planning our wedding. With 9 days to go, she changed the floral arrangements to ones I preferred, which were initially dismissed for practical reasons. Sadly, a storm destroyed them. With 7 days left, Chloe made a romantic photo album of our love, but I told her to focus on things that mattered. 5 days out, Marcus's beloved, the brooch, returned to me, and I donated it to charity. Just 3 days to go, I had the contract ready. All I needed was Chloe's insignificant signature. She waited sadly at the rehearsal, expecting a groom who wouldn't show. 1 day to go, I messaged Chloe for the first time. The wedding's off. We're done. That day, Chloe called and texted me endlessly. I ignored it all. Maybe she realized it too. Her messages were carefully worded, full of cautious attempts to appease. Even Maya messaged me. Liam, I know I have no right to persuade you. I know Chloe was terrible, but she's realized her mistakes. She truly loves you. I played a part in what she's become today. I got secrets out of her to use them, and now I feel guilty. That's why I can't watch her torment herself anymore. She's cut ties with Ben, hoping you'll give her another chance. Yesterday during rehearsal, we went from day to night. Chloe was there till she almost fainted from low blood sugar, refusing to leave. She was afraid you'd show up and not find her. She regrets missing out so many times. She can't just walk away now. We're at the bar where it all began. Chloe's been drinking, calling out for you over and over. She says you won't marry her. Liam, for whatever help I've been to you, please come get Chloe. I answered the call, finding Maya surprisingly thrilled. Liam, are you on your way? Chloe's right next to me. You... Chloe snatched the phone, tipsy and tearful. Liam, it's late. Don't bother. I can get home myself. Of course I wasn't going. I cut her off, telling her to stop calling. It's really annoying. Before Chloe could respond, I hung up. I eventually ended up at the bar. Walking past a private room, I froze. Inside were just 2 people. Chloe was sitting with her head down, and Ben crouched before her. Ben, I told you after yesterday, no more contact. Ben played the part of the helpless. Chloe, you know I'm not after anything. I just want to be with you. Chloe's laugh was harsh. Don't you find it funny? Get out or I'll take back everything from you. Why? Liam's treating you like this, and only I love you for real. Chloe's fingers wrapped around Ben's throat. If you mention Liam again, or even let him know about us, I'll show you what it means to wish for death. At the brink, Ben saw through Chloe's heartlessness. You're so smart. How can you not guess he knows about us? Yet you still think he'll marry you? Their confrontation was chilling. Hard to believe they were recently a pair of reluctant lovers. With Zara's call, I answered instinctively. Liam, I don't feel well. Snapping back to reality, I moved on. After dropping Chloe's call, Zara's cry for help came through. She'd gotten tricked during a business deal, disorientedly calling me. Zara, open up! It's me! The door suddenly swung open, pulling me inside. Her hot breath lingered on my neck. I was cornered and couldn't move. My hands were restrained, subject to her raspy yet sultry whispers of my name. Zara, stop kissing me. I'm taking you to a hospital. Liam, I'm burning up. Help me. Her lips traced from my neck up, pausing begrudgingly at my mouth's edge. Liam, are you visiting my dream again? Can you use a tie this time? I was shocked. What was she rambling about? I turned away to avoid her lips. Get a grip. This isn't a dream. She seemed to regain some sense for a moment. Not a dream? Then, is this dream coming true? The passion in her eyes went totally wild as she gripped my lips, rubbing fiercely. Liam, you're blind. You only like that blind one, and you can't see that I like you. You keep avoiding me. She grabbed my jaw, forcing me to face her. You torment me every night, turning me into a mess, only wanting to be your hidden lover. But you won't even give me that chance. You're so heartless. I was so shocked, I forgot to struggle. Zara had some masochistic tendencies. If I fought her over something, she'd still fancy me. I swear if I slapped her now, she'd probably just look at me with teary, happy eyes. But I'm obedient, she continued. I listen to you, so reward me. Let me do whatever, okay? A knock came at the door. Liam? Liam, are you in there? It was Chloe. Panic rushed through me, and I tried to leave, but Zara held me down. Zara, this isn't right. I don't want to. I mumbled, unable to make Chloe hear any of this. The phone started ringing too. I pushed Zara against the wall, trying to leave. She slumped to the ground, looking all defeated. You go ahead. I won't let her find out. The voice outside got more frantic. Liam! Liam, come out! How could you betray me? I stopped and picked up the call. I'm at home. You should leave. That excuse was full of holes, and Chloe fell silent for a long time. Then, Liam, come back with me, please. Chloe, I'm not dumb, and neither are you. I messed up, but I've always wanted to marry you. You know I knew everything, even before the night I asked if I could stay. If you have any sense, you should return to the company now. I'm tougher than you think. I know, she replied, sounding older. But Liam, tomorrow is our wedding. Get some rest. Don't be late. Her footsteps faded, and a pair of hands wrapped around me from behind. I looked down. You promised, she said. Tonight, I can do whatever I want. I slept in late. I heard Chloe forced her friends to attend the wedding. News about the cancellation had been out since the day I laid things on the line, but she was pretending not to notice. And then there was Ben, crashing the event in a tux. He loudly shared with Chloe's relatives about bringing a child he had with his ex-girlfriend and how Chloe had agreed to help him raise the kid and marry him. Naturally, I helped spread the tale of their scandalous romance. Chloe's dad was furious, had to be hospitalized. He forced Chloe to marry Ben to save face. Perfect. She could be with him forever without guilt. Ben was happy too. Marrying Chloe meant endless riches. But he didn't know humble overseas life awaited him, because I wouldn't leave Chloe in the country. A smart CEO takes care of all potential threats. I knew she didn't want to, throwing fits at home, trying to reach me through connections. But she'd lost that freedom. Yet she could start from scratch abroad. Life might be tough, but if she behaved, I'd leave her be. After all, I'm a kind CEO. I heard about them last at my wedding with Zara. An ex-employee Chloe had fired was venting. Ben couldn't handle the hard life, cheated on her with a nouveau riche lady, only to get shot in the eye by her husband. And Chloe, now homeless, had no money to save him. She had a bit, but chose to take a stab from Ben rather than help him, hoarding what little she had. Almost 10 years now, she's still thinking of returning home. Who's even there? I wondered, smiling. I didn't know either.